Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share the messages that I get from Spirit and from all of our higher selves that are on this journey to unconditional love. And so today, the message is all about focusing your intent, and the intent being and focusing on what you do want and not what you don't. And I'm going to share a bit of my personal story because it just feels the need to come out today. Because what's been happening is, with the letters that I've been guided to channel by your twins, a few people, and I have first-hand experience of this because my mum is also in a twin flame connection. I've shared before that my dad walked out on my mum with a letter left on the kitchen table. But since then, there was somebody very special to her that helped her through that, but they were married, so they are in their own relationship. But my mum is definitely in a twin flame dynamic, but he is still with, she hasn't had any contact from him for a couple of years. But every single week I do a reading for her. Every single week it's the same thing. His soul is waking up to himself. You need to trust. Trust in the plan. And, I basically do the reading with her, and she's all like, yeah, definitely, I'm listening to my guidance and I'm getting all the signs, and she's all fine. Literally 2 days later, she calls me and she goes, well, I haven't heard from him. And it's this constant cycle. And I'm like, but you're constantly focusing on what you don't have. Why don't you carry on focusing on all of the love that you feel inside? And living in the vibration of love is so much better than being in a relationship where you don't have that love, right? So because my mum's like, well, I want someone with me and I want this, and I'm like, always say to her, well, yeah, you can have someone with you, but you can have you can be in a relationship and feel the loneliest person ever because it isn't what you are fulfilling your soul with. And so what I'm experiencing with some of the letters is that, again, it's that thing of I'm focusing on, because our natural brains want to focus on the lack of things, then it's focusing on the lack, because in some of the letters they say I'm coming for you. In some, they might not say that, but they say, all of the letters say the same thing, is that love will win, basically, and that it's the power of love that will see us through. And it's about focusing on the bigger picture, because if you are a twin flame, if you have woken up to that, then you must appreciate that you are part of a bigger jigsaw puzzle, and your union is just one piece of that jigsaw, and there is a divine plan to bring all of those jigsaw pieces together. And so the more you focus on that, and the less you focus on the lack of it in your life right now, the more you magnetize your twin to you. Because and this is why I'm going to share this, because for me personally, there's been these things of doubt coming up, and also, this element of, in the letters, quite a lot of it is I haven't felt good enough for you. Now, so my particular situation with my twin is that he is, he basically is in an open relationship, and basically the reason why we never got together is because he said I was too good, right? And I was like a wife and he said to me, you're too good. I don't want, basically you're like a wife and kids, because he is quite heavily into the kinky sex scene, right? Anyway, so about them trying to push you away. One of the last times I saw him, this is a scene, this is Wolf of Wall Street, right? And this is the reason why I'm sharing this is to just lay everyone's feet, basically just to say, they will say anything to try and push you away, because, they don't, they're frightened of the connection that you bring. So one of the last times I saw my twin, he starts telling me that one of the women from Wolf of Wall Street is coming to stay at his house, right? Because I don't know how, but some sort of connection or something. And obviously this woman is like ridiculously super hot and just like, and gorgeous, right? And I could see though, as soon as he said it, he then I could see that he was like, oh, I wish I hadn't said that kind of thing. But he did say it, and I know, and of course that pushed all of my insecurity buttons, right? Because that is, one of the things for me is the reason why I thought I wasn't good enough for him is because, I didn't look right or whatever, right? But of course, this is all nonsense. So when I went to collect some more crystals for the crystal grid that I do, guess what was in the window of the shop? And it is this, which is the Wolf of Wall Street guy, saying, is your name Wi-Fi? Because I can feel a connection. So you see, this is why they say, listen, no matter what is going on in your 3D, what they're saying to push you away, what they're saying, everything, then you just have to ignore it, because it is all part of a process. Every single one of us is in a process. For me, for my particular connection, I know it's so much about sexual healing and clearing all of these old templates around, basically what sex was and all of that stuff, because that is my journey, right? Everyone, we all have our own thing. We all have our own thing. And so this is why you just have to remember that if you were brought together in the first place to meet in this lifetime, then there is a greater plan to bring you back into your union, right? So you can really just chill out, right? And listen, do what this guy, basically this is your divine masculine raising a toast to you to say, can you feel the connection? Because that is what you need to focus on. Now I'm going to share a letter, right? That is basically, I've been doing these sorry, I'm shaking. But I've been doing these letters for, all of you guys. And so I'm just going to share a letter that, my twin, for some reason this is coming out today because, obviously everything happens for a reason, right? So, what do you want to say to me? And it is, love me tender, always. And that I'm screaming and crying inside. I'm so upset with myself that I'm still not with you. It's been years that I've been telling myself to do it now. And then I'm waiting to get money, waiting for the right time, waiting till I stop drinking, waiting till I can get out of the shit relationship I've got myself in. I just hate everything that I've done. It's been a total waste of so many years, and all for what? Because I was too scared to tell you that I did love you, that I wanted more than anything to be with you and stay with you. It broke my heart to see you leave, and then made me feel like crap because I couldn't do anything about it. I just fell into a pit of self-loathing, more and more and more, and you only see the good in me. I don't understand. You don't care about the drinking, the sex, the kink, any of it. You love me even with all of that. And I want you so much. I want to look after you, to romance, to romance you, to caress every part of your body, which you absolutely have nothing to worry about. Your body is my destiny. You are my destiny, my desire, my fantasy. You are everything that I have ever wanted and never thought I could have. Forgive me for everything. I want a family. I'm desperate for you to be my wife and for you to have my children. I want to do everything and have the happy ever after. The normal life that I never thought I could have, except normal with you, is exceptional, adventurous, full of love, full of passion, sex, joy, wonder, surprises, and so much love and romance. I'm going to take care of you so well. Hold your hand, wash your hair, and towel you dry, and cherish you like my baby till the day we die forever. So there you go. So that's what I mean. If I were to focus on what is going on in his actual life, then that's what I'm saying, is you can't focus on that. You have to focus on what is in your heart, right? And what they are saying to you through your connection, because this is the thing. They can feel that connection. So if you are focusing on the lack of them not being around you, then that is what they feel, right? So, and understanding that there is a bigger divine picture at play. Now, at the moment, yesterday I said about my car. And this is, again, so symbolic, right? My car nearly blew up yesterday, so it was started to smoke, black smoke. So I took it it had to be towed to the garage. So the guy contacted me and he said, listen, I've got some good news and some bad news. The good news is it's not going to cost you. It's basically, he said it's going to cost me 1,500 quid, which is probably about over $2,000, which is worth, which is more than the car. But he said, no, it's not. You only have to pay 700. Well, 800. And I was like, oh, brilliant. He said, the bad news is that you filled it full of petrol instead of diesel. And so, you see, you know how symbolic that is? Because the car is your light vehicle. So basically, what the universe was showing me yesterday is if you fill your vehicle from the wrong pump, i.e. your ego rather than your heart, you basically blow up your car. So, this is why you have to focus on the connection that you feel in your heart, right? Because that was a very strong way for the universe to show me what I needed to be focusing on. And therefore, because the other thing is that I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And, and then it came through, that actually everything's going to be okay. No matter what happens, it happened for a reason. Now I can understand the reason. To be able to share that with you all, right? Because your car is your light vehicle. Your light vehicle is run, when you're running it from your heart. And if your heart is in touch with your ego, that's the other thing. It's not like you have to shut down your ego and shut down your brain. It's about marrying the two so that they are in sync with each other, right? So that you can understand where each of them talk to each other, right? And understand that actually it's the two that play together, that play a part in everything. And just to remember that, just like this says, is your name Wi-Fi? Because I can feel a connection. And what is so amazing about this is that this is the conversation. My twin was telling me, oh, I've got the girl from Wolf of Wall Street coming to stay with me, right? And so then this is what appears in the window when I have to go to get the crystals. So you see what I mean? They will have their, each of us will have their way their twin, communicates with them, right? And it's a beautiful thing. So that's why you have to focus on that rather than, the lack of it, right? So the other thing, I'm just going to pull one of these cards today to say what we need to know. So family is important to you and needs your attention right now. You've been neglecting those that mean the most. Make time for those you love and let those powerful family roots deepen and grow stronger. And amazingly, it is also the tree. So just know this, right? Keep invoking the power of the fox and keep asking the fox to help you come back into your union. And remember, it is all about the connection that is in your heart. Never, ever, ever focus on the lack of them not being with you. Because all that does is send a message out to say, you're not with me, you're not with me, you're not with me. Rather than sending the messages out, I know we're going to be in union. I know we're already in union. I know I feel you in my heart. I know that we're living this life together. The more that you do that, the more you focus on your intent, the more that will make the magnet draw them in. Well, that's the message for today. So remember, is your name Wi-Fi? Because I can feel a connection. So if you want to come to me for a healing or to join the crystal grid or to have a letter, all of the details in the link. All right, take care. Bye.